Good afternoon. I call the hearing to order. Mr. Attorney General, welcome to the committee on Commerce, Justice, Science Appropriations Subcommittee, and we're here to examine the Department of Justice's fiscal year 2019 budget request. I'm pleased to welcome you to this subcommittee. My colleagues and I are very much interested in hearing from you and hearing your testimony, considering your testimony today. Your input is not only helpful but necessary as we review the President's spending priorities for the Justice Department. While this hearing is about the Department's FY 2019 budget request, I would suspect that you will hear about a number of other issues unrelated to the Department's resource and funding needs. My focus in this hearing is to better understand your top funding priorities and to emphasize those that are important to our nation. The Department of Justice is responsible for and involved in many important national priorities. Arguably, the greatest responsibility includes keeping Americans safe, which carries a new meaning given the growing national security threats of today, and upholding the rule of law. This requires that Congress adequately fund our nation's law enforcement efforts, including counterterrorism and cybersecurity initiatives. In Kansas, the Department recently successfully investigated and convicted individuals who conspired to bomb residents of Somali immigrants to our state. The work done by the FBI, by the liberal Kansas Police Department, the Seward County Sheriff's Office, the Ford County Sheriff's Office, the Garden City Police Department, the Dodge City Police Department, and the Finney County Sheriff's Office, along with the Kansas Highway Patrol and the Kansas Bureau of Investigation, and the United States Attorney's Office, should, in my mind, be a model for federal and local partnerships. I trust the Department will seek to replicate the successes of these entities with the funds in this request. The President's FY 2019 budget proposal of $28.4 billion for the Department of Justice. I note that, however, I note that the many agencies and departments, this budget request was created and produced before the recently enacted fiscal year 2018 bill, which was finalized and has recently become law. For example, both Fix NICS Act and the Stop School Violence Act authorized important safety initiatives, but were signed into law in the 2018 omnibus after your FY 19 budget submission. As a co-sponsor of both pieces of legislation, I look forward to hearing the Department's plan to implement these two important policies. Furthermore, this administration has made it a priority to combat violent crime, which is reflected as one of the Department's highest priorities. Specifically, the administration seeks $109.2 million to enhance ongoing efforts to reduce violent crime and to combat transnational criminal organizations in the FY 19 budget request. For example, the Department requested increased funding to expand the Project Safe Neighborhood initiative. Project Safe Neighborhood's main focus is the extradition of illegal firearms, the eradication of illegal firearms and violent gang activity. The program is designed to improve police and community relations, which is strongly supported by many from law enforcement officials in my state of Kansas. The subcommittee looks forward to hearing more details about this program. I also look forward to hearing about the impact of emerging technologies, such as those being utilized by the National Integrated Ballistics Information Network, known as NIBIN. NIBIN allows law enforcement officials to share ballistic intelligence across the United States, making law enforcement resources more efficient and effective. The Department and administration have also prioritized solving the problem of illegal immigration. The FY 19 request seeks $65.9 million in immigration-related programs, program enhancements to support border security and enforcement efforts. For example, the 2019 request outlines that this funding would hire 150 attorneys for the Executive Office for Immigration Review, which oversees the nation's immigration courts and the Board of Immigration Appeals, and provide $25 million for technology improvements to transform current paper operating system to an electronic filing system. The Department is also involved in helping to combat ongoing opioid epidemic. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, opioid overdoses in the U.S. have surpassed motor vehicle accidents as the #1 cause of accidental death in the country. The crisis needs to be aggressively addressed, and I look forward to working with the Department to ensure adequate resources are provided to do just that. Lastly, Mr. Attorney General, I want to thank you for your attention and acknowledgement of a letter that Senator Shaheen and I sent to you exactly 1 week ago regarding the Executive Office of Immigration Review, Legal Orientation, and Immigration Help Desk programs. We also spoke on the phone earlier this week, and I'd appreciate it if you would address this matter in more detail in this hearing. I know that you would agree that ensuring that congressional direction is followed is extremely important. Again, I thank you for your service as our Attorney General and the important testimony that we will hear from you today as our subcommittee begins its work on the FY 2019 budget for the Department of Justice. I now recognize the senator from New Hampshire, Senator Shaheen, the ranking member.